Good morning, trendsetters. Here we go, another day. Today we're going to go and get stuck into a bunch of the classic derby trails. So all the good stuff: Trouty, Detonate, Sheer Pin, 23 Stitches, all the classics, all the good ones. We're doing shuttles today with Vertigo, and after the last couple of days of pedaling, we're not even mad about it. The first trail of the day, we're going to head up Sneak Track. So we're going to head up Sneak Track first, a bit of a climb. It's winding a bit tech to get to Roxanne. Now Roxanne's a downhill track that'll come back to Black Stump. So go and check that out this morning. I'm going to have a crack at Kamagata. But for now, casually rip up this awesome little climbing track. It's a bit of a push on a regular bike. Done it a lot over the years for the Enduro World Cups. On an e-bike, it's lovely. Even on this SL, there's a slightly less power. It's still nice and casual. Ideal, really. Makes you feel like we're still riding, but enough assistance that you're not just hanging the whole way up. Now, as you can see, it's still pretty chunky. Still got to pay attention. So as climbs go, it's an entertaining one, to say the least. Goes for about 15 or so minutes on an e-bike, about 20 or 30, about 30 minutes on a regular bike. Another derby climb that just lurks around these massive ferns. So cool. So iconic to Tasmania. Whoa. And just so lovely. Look at that. Beautiful. So good. This Sneak Track is definitely a bit of a tech climb. I'm on trail on the SL, so not full boost, and coming up here not too bad. All right. It's a push on a regular bike, like I said, but manageable. On the SL or a full bike, you can kind of enjoy it. Uphill trail. And we're almost there, actually. As the sun starts to poke through the ferns, look at the colours, the greenery all over the rocks and the ferns. Ooh, lovely. Here we go, trendsetters. We're on to Roxanne. It officially starts down here a little bit, but it's got a bit of a chunky pedal to get started. Lovely view. That right there is where we started the Enduro World Cup in 2023. And my goodness, this stage was hectic during practice. Pouring rain, some massive rock slabs up here. You'd have to get through this section, survive, not be too cooked, make your wheels survive the rock garden, and then sprint your way home back to Black Stump. There's a big Richie Rude line on the outside. Fast, kind of flowy at the top here, and it turns into a chunky monkey a little bit later. So you can probably see on this one, it doesn't get used quite as much as the other tracks because you got to climb up here. It's totally worth it, but you got to kind of get through that first 20-minute Sneak Track climb, and again makes the e-bike or the mid e-bike down here in Derby a great option. Scando, great little option. Now I promise it's not just me doing Scandos just because. It's a big feature of the trails. There's Scando flick corners and mounds everywhere. That's a cool little attribute to the way the trails have been built. Double! So a little bit of pedaling through the start, but you can carry some good speed. Oh, I missed the line there. The line's on the inside. You can carry some good speed to pump and flow your way through all this. Short little climb now. Look at this rock armoring. Incredible. Up to this spot, and this is unreal. We're going to stop and have a look at Murray's Lookout. Take the time, come up here to Murray's Lookout and have a look at that. Pretty sick.
Pretty sick.
Super sick. Have a bit of a wander down. Woo. That's lovely. It's like you're right in the middle of the wilderness, just off the edge of Roxanne. Not bad. Right, good job, Murray. So once you're done with Murray, you can get back to business and drop into the real Roxanne. I mean, it's all Roxanne, but this bit is where things get a little bit spicy and all things nicey. So there's a heap of lines in here, heap of lines from the Enduro World Cup that were way straighter than what I'm taking right now. But mega sick. Keep your eyes up, your wheels light. There's a double there, I just messed without the speed. Carrying a bit more speed down a track like this is super helpful. The rock is so insanely grippy, which is super cool. That's actually a double jump, and there's a big high line just there. Woo! Which is rad. And you can really choose your own adventure, which makes you want to come back up and do it again. So it's a really cool aspect of the trails here in Blue Derby, and the way the World Trail builders have made these trails. It always gives you options and encourages you to do it more than once, and you almost get a different experience every time you ride it. Whoa. Now it's nice and dry now as we are right in the guts of summer, and it's a chunky little monkey down here. Oh, a little backside. So compared to a lot of the other manicured tracks, you can see here it's a bit more raw, not quite as buffed out. It's definitely black. Now don't come over here unless you're prepared for it, but still fun, definitely fun, and worth the loop, worth the lap. Yeah. Woo. All of a sudden you pick up a bunch of free speed, come into a big bowl corner, pump your way back down, double through the trees, keep your head up, keep your elbows bent, your knees bent, generate as much speed as you can from the natural features that are almost washed out, and enjoy it. Roxanne! Sick. And that's us. We come back around the front side. There's a casual little pedal out here, which is quite lovely. Gives the hands a chance to get a bit of blood back in them. And as we cruise back out through the trees, it brings us right back to Black Stump. Yo! Right, trendsetters, we're back at the top of the hill. We just came back up that same climb we rode up to get to Roxanne, and this is the extra credit to get over to the famous Kamagata. Woo! It's got a chunky little start. This is the extra bit here with a little climb in it through some rocks, but this is fun. After a big climb up Sneak Track on your analog or your e-bike. On this bike here, I rode up it in trail and it took me about 15 minutes, pretty casually. That's enough to enjoy it, not be smashing up it, and get to the top. So we get to some chunky little rocks again. Look at all the pedal scratches coming up here. up the rocks here, and then we're into Kamagata proper. Woo. And make your way through this jank into Kamagata, and we're away. Starts out pretty rocky, a little bit janky. You got to kind of pay attention to a few lines, maintain your momentum, and then it just gets steeper, kind of rougher, rockier, and more fun the whole way down. Oh, rock warrior! We've raced this a couple of times before. You can come here, and this is a full King's Wall lap. So if you come to the top, this drops you all the way down, and you can go around the King's Wall for the full loop. And that there is a super cool little section of trail. We're going to go right to continue on to Kamagata and get to some of the big famous rock slabs. Cheeky look at the view. Don't pay too much attention because there's a bit on down here. Let me tell you. Woo! Whoop, rock double jump. Over this one and over that one. Yeah. We're gonna go the inside here. There's a famous little double jump. Plenty of footage. Yeah. And then this big old rock slab. This was one of the coolest sections of the EWS. I'm gonna take the inside, over to the next rock slab, double, outside. Whoa, yeah. Come on. That is sick. Big slap boom. Thanks for coming. Tell you what, this trail is so much fun riding it casually. Running, chasing lines, looking for speed, and going full tilt. Another famous part of the Kamagata trail was this big old double jump at the bottom. Woo! You gotta give it a bit. It's got a bit of length and a bit of spice, but it is sick. Woo! Real fast, nice and fun. Double through the trees, hot, 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 hot. Through the rocks again, and look at the chunder. Hot, 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 hot. So good. Definitely got to pay attention through there. Probably get on that inside instead of the line I just took. And then we funnel our way all the way back down. So after all the chunk and chunder at the top of the hill, woo! You get somewhat of a rest down here. But don't stop paying attention. There's little bits like that, little section, sneak up on you in a hurry. Pretty sick. Had a good evolution this trail. This is definitely a double black version as we cut back down, and all of a sudden brings you back to this little split, and you can choose your own adventure from here. Here we go, Kamagata, we're on again. Whoa! Whoa! Double straight in. That was a shock. Bottom out, and we're on to the second half of Kamagata. Again, another double black. Plenty of flow in this. What makes it a double black is some mandatory gaps, and it's got a bunch of teeth, a bunch of sharp little sections that'll catch you out if you're not quite ready for it. This was used as one of the main Queen stage races in the Enduro World Cup. Woo! Whoa! Hey! Couple of blind little bits there. Definitely should have been going faster, but again, it is rideable, manageable to go at a casual speed and manage your way down. Great challenge all the way to work up to uphill double around the corner. Pretty sick. This section up here gets pretty wild, pretty fast. Then all of a sudden there's a couple of big, cheeky rock gardens. Woo! That's quite nice. As we get back down into the sand, very similar end section to a gun through the tea trees on the rocky slabs and the slippery little dirt. Race pace, It's about 15 minutes from top to bottom, but you can make your way down and take a couple of stops along the way. And here we are at the second stop and the next junction of Egan, Kamagata and Hazy Days. As you keep an eye out across the road, Kamagata, Egan, Long Shadows, Hazy Days, we're going to peel to the furthest left track to get over Kamagata all the way back down. They've all got a similar flavour in here, but they just got a little bit more risk, step, and a couple of extra blind steps that you really need to pay attention to. Chunky little monkeys, a few big off camber corners down here. The dirt is slippery, the rocks are grippy, but that sandy dirt on top can easily catch you out. We come back down and we cut across to Egan, get a couple of cheeky doubles in, and then we are going to peel left onto Derby. Well, after a cheeky Kamagata lap, we're back to the top. Just got out of the Vertigo MTB Shuttle. And now we're going to head over to the famous Detonate Trail. So it's got a little climb to get there. When you get a shuttle to the top of Derby, to the black stump, there's always a little pedal to get to the trails you want to get to. You either go down return to sender, you do sneak track, or you do this little climb across and it'll filter you out. There's a cool little double jump here. Don't have the speed or the talent right meow. Little climb to get to the other tracks that you're at, which again makes this lightweight e-bike, not a full powered one, but a lightweight one, such a cool option. So we head over here. Detonate is the one with the big famous rock crack. So I cannot wait to take the boys down there. It's rocky. Hot. What? As we get to the top here, is where we split. Right goes the shear pin, big gnarly rock garden. Left, we're going to go this way to go down the one and only Detonate. You right there, Turbo? Here we go. Ready, set, go. Right. Well, I didn't cry. Oh, you're really making this sound. Good. All right, we're away. Detonate. One of the most famous trails of Derby, and for good reason. Look at that, beautiful. There's so many lines down here, rocks, chunky sections, incredible view, and the famous rock crack. Woo! Got a little bit wider handlebars on this Vertigo MTB rental bike, so we'll see how that goes. I don't exactly remember all of my race lines through here, but what I do remember is this bad boy. So this is the famous lily pad. Riders will come out of here, jump off this rock onto that rock either through the crack or straight over the top again, which is pretty cool. A little bit hectic, got to be committed, but there's plenty of cool lines around here. There's line on the right, line in the middle, shimmy through the gaps here. I do remember coming down, jumping off this edge over the next rock, and then away we go. But for now, I'm going to go this way. Let me just awkwardly shuffle through here. Yeah, maybe a roll. And then you rock it out the other side. Detonate. That's a pretty first cool feature. Timmy Eaton called me out to do the lily pad on the big rig. That's a hard no from me there, young Tim. And here's the first rock crack. Whoa, that gets a bit spicy and all things nicey. And look at this, here's the second one. The famous rock crack of Derby. Oh my goodness. Look at that bad boy. Don't miss, commit, and away you go. We're gonna go back and give this a crack. Bad boy here, we're gonna try and walk down this and give you a little look-see. But it is skinny, man. I think at its widest, it is 1 meter. And at its skinniest, it's closer to 800 or 900. It's pretty up there. You go through okay, then you got to ricochet down off this little section here. When you look up at it, oh, it's a bit wild. Now it goes easy and it is chill, but you have to commit all the way down through it and off this rock. Super cool, iconic. Incredible that they found this line, and now it is one of the most iconic lines in mountain biking. So when you first come to Derby, it's definitely a bit intimidating. As you may have seen, you got this little crack to warm up with. Gives you a taste, gives you a flavour, and then you can come down here, get clipped in, all flats, and away you go. So the idea, get out wide a little bit, give yourself a chance, don't brake too much, and just like that, you're away. So we've done the famous rock crack, which is sick. We're probably going to come back and do that again, and then we're away to the rest of Detonate. Now, to be fair, the rock crack's wild, but the rest of Detonate is sick. It's definitely got some teeth. It's more than spicy. It's more than spicy. There's more than enough wild little gaps. Wowzers, that was hectic. And there's enough meat to sink your teeth into. Woo! Wow! And away we go. So, had to hold my breath a little bit there. That one's pretty sick. Detonate. One of the chunkier trails, one of the more wild trails of the Blue Derby network. Definitely work your way up to that. Oh, that was not the line, let me tell you. Don't follow this for line choice. But we're away, and we're into it. I remember the first year we came down here, we all had an idea to run a smaller bike because we heard Derby was more of a trail bike town. Let me tell you, there is some stuff here that makes you want a big bopper the whole way down. Wowzers, Detonate. What a track. As you see, it spits you back down here onto flickety sticks. You can go up to Dam Busters. We're going to peel our way down to the bottom trail junction. Sick! Section here is part of the green trail that comes back to Derby. We just finished off Detonate, making our way back down to the village and the town. And this little section here is just such a beautifully built piece of trail. One of the original trails they built here. A couple of picnic blankets, hey guys, picnic benches, and a cool look back across all of Derby. As you can see straight down there, you can see the bottom of Ere Yarn and Hazy Days all the way back into town. As I get out of the bushes and we make our way back over there for a coffee at 2 doors down. Couple of shuttles. Couple of shuttles. And time for some lunch. There we go, trendsetters. What a morning. We've been up there, we've had a bit of a pedal over to Roxanne, up to Snig Track. Then we came back up Snig Track, down Kamagutsa, onto Ere Yarn at the bottom, which is pretty sick. Cheeky Vertigo Shuttle back to the top, and then we checked out Detonate, which is hectic. That was such a wild experience. We're back down here now. Cheeky lunch at 2 Doors Cafe. Cracking morning.